Massage USA. And while we wait for Miss Linda and Miss Kristine, I just wanted to read a little bit about them before their presentation. So today they're going to talk to us about why Sensational Baby and why Sensational Baby is important. Linda Storm has dedicated her career to supporting parents and infants. In search for the answer of why children have behavior problems, Linda found infant massage and became a certified educator of infant massage. She quickly saw that more CMs were needed in the country to support parents. In 2002, she became a trainer with the International Association of Infant Massage and is now a trainer consultant to support the education of new trainers. In 2005, she helped form Infant Massage USA and was the executive director for the first 8 years. Linda is still active with the Infant Massage USA board, and she co-authored the Sensational Baby program taught by members of Infant Massage USA, and we thank Linda deeply for that. Kristine Snell is a CM and an LISWS and received the Interdepartmental Graduate Specialization in Infant Studies from Michigan State University. Kristine became a CM while working at the Center for Family Health and Parent-Infant Program in Jackson, Michigan. While working as the Early Childhood Mental Health Program Coordinator at the Achievement Centers for Health for Children in Cleveland, Ohio, Kristine received a State of Ohio video grant for innovative mental health care practices to document the partnerships with the Cuyahoga County, Ohio Mental Health Board and other nonprofit community programs to fund and promote Sensational Baby classes throughout the county. Kristine is a former board member of for Infant Massage USA and is the current board president of AIM High, Ohio, as an employed in the private practice at the Centers for Cognitive and Behavioral Health in Columbus, Ohio. And I see that Miss Kristine is here, so I will pop off for a moment and I'll let her chat at you. Thank you.
Hi, I don't know if you can see me yet. I'm going to try and turn my camera on. Hang on just a second. I'm not seeing it. Are you able to hear me? That's my first question. So let the moderator ask me that, tell me that. I'm trying to share. Let's see, window. We are having a little trouble here.
I'll pop back on for a second. Yes, we can hear you, but we can't see you. So at least we have audio.
Okay. And so are my slides going to be able to come up?
If we don't have that visual, we're also waiting for Miss Linda because I know Miss Linda.
Right. I think she's the one that will put the slides up. But first of all, I just want to say thank you so much to all of Infant Massage USA for having this conference. What a wonderful accomplishment, and just speaks to the dedication of everyone who believes in the mission and purpose of Infant Massage USA and all our sister organizations around the world. I was fortunate to be in New Zealand for a year, the year before COVID hit, and got to know people at the New Zealand chapter. So that was really special to me as well. I'm looking for Linda. And, I know everybody's time is valuable, so I will get started with a couple of things. First of all, we wanted to see how many people are in this session. So Linda and I wanted to know that. Is there a way for me to know that?
You can click on the People tab, and also if you would have to, there's 14 viewers. So I see there's 14 eyeballs.
Okay, great. Thank you. Because we wanted to ask some questions and we wanted to make sure that people had an opportunity to respond to that. So how many people there have heard of infant massage? Have heard of Sensational Baby? That would be my first question. So we need to get a count on that. Is that something you can help with, Stephanie?
Yeah, it looks like there are a lot of people. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Great.
One no. Another
okay.
yes.
Well, that's why we're here. And so what we want to be able to say is also, how many of you have actually used the curriculum or registered with it?
I have Miss Linda. Give me just a moment.
Yay. So here we go.
Yes.
So sorry, Kristine, put you on the spot. Sorry,
I did, Linda. I already did ask the first question about how many people were familiar with Sensational Baby. There were 5 people.
Great.
And I believe one that was actually that said they weren't familiar with it, but I didn't hear the response about how many people had actually used it. So go ahead with
Okay.
that. Mhm.
Okay. So if, just trying to see, you know, what challenges are, if you are having challenges promoting your infant massage classes, issues you faced. So you can read these and see what you would like to share, or if are they able to talk, or is it just
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
chat?
the moderator, I believe, can see the responses. I can't see the responses. So they're typing responses.
Okay.
So unless I'm going to play around here and see if I can see the responses. Well, I don't know if she's going to do that or not. So
Okay.
why don't we
Well,
go ahead?
yeah, these are questions that came to mind of why we wanted to look at Sensational Baby, because the pictures on the left are the materials that you have from class to hand out to parents. And while I was um, reviewing, well, here, I'll just jump in here. That Sensational Baby is a program that Infant Massage USA provides CMs with the professionally designed class materials and ready to go marketing materials to promote your classes, and they're available to all CM members. So you do have to be a CM, and then it's through the member portal that you can find these materials. And so how did this all come about? Um, in my work as a trainer, I was seeing a lot of information, or that some of the students were going to a lot of work to develop their materials and coming up with class names and wonderful names for their parent baby classes. And then I thought it would be really beneficial that if Infant Massage USA had something so that you wouldn't have to go through so much time, effort, and expense. And so I thought that, if we had a consistent name and materials, that would really benefit everybody out there doing the work, so that, somebody's not doing hand and heart and hand to love, or loving touch or nurturing touch or whatever, that having something consistent would be so helpful. So I brought it to the board, and they liked the idea and felt that it would be really helpful to have a consistent name, to make sure that people and parents would know that, whether you're in Portland, Oregon, Miami, Florida, Seattle, anywhere, that we provide, Infant Massage USA provides the Sensational Baby classes, and that our people are well trained. So we have the CM guide and parent guide that helps parents really know that, you are qualified out there teaching these parents these 5 classes. And so Rachel Rainbolt and I combined our efforts to create the materials. And then we did a survey of our members. We had 5 different names, and Sensational Baby had the most votes. And our program, we had to pass it through the international to make sure that we are in compliance. And so what the Essentials Kit is, once you're certified, sadly, we would love to give this to every student coming through, but sadly, not everybody certifies. And so we have to make sure that people providing the class are certified. And so for the Essentials Kit, you get a physical copy of the CM Guide, which is mailed to you. You get digital PDFs that you can print at your convenience for the parent packet. So that parent packet you print yourself. The parent class roster you print. The participating evaluation forms. So all these are things that you print yourself as needed, without having to have them professionally printed. Then the class calendar, you can be listed there. Because of the conference, we didn't get everything completed, but soon that, once you have the Sensational Baby Kit, then you can go in yourself and list your classes on the Infant Massage USA website. And access is $12 a year. So the essential packet, a one-time fee, I think it's $30, so it's very reasonable. But it is nice material, and it makes you look like the wonderful professional you are. So here you get the packet in the mail. And Infant Massage is actively promoting Sensational Baby. We are going to be doing more. And at the end of the slideshow, I have a surprise that I think will really help boost the awareness of Sensational Baby. So now Kristine can tell about the wonderful work she has done. So Kristine, you want to go on?
Sure, I'd love to jump in. And first of all, Linda is such a treasure. It was so wonderful to be able to pick up this wonderful program, Sensational Baby, and be able to use it immediately. That is such a comprehensive approach. So I just want people to appreciate that and all the effort that went into it. So I was at the Achievement Centers for Children in Cleveland, Ohio, and we were part of a countywide initiative in infant and early childhood mental health to serve children in the community. Because I was already certified as a CM when I moved to Ohio from Michigan, I wanted to bring that program to the Achievement Centers, and I was so fortunate in being able to do a presentation early in my career there, so that I got some attention from the county board, and that actually my name was submitted to receive a grant to develop a video on infant massage, which was super duper fun. But it also helped us become more aware that this was a needed resource in our community. And what I'd like to point out from that is that countywide initiative was all grant funded. So if you're doing infant massage as a standalone service that you're doing as a provider in the community, you can use this as well. But for anybody doing grant funded or agency funded services, this is such a blessing. The reason I liked it so much is that we were fortunate to have several people get trained in infant as CMs in our agency and within the county, because it became really well known that this was an effective service. So that I wanted to create consistency across our instructors, and the Sensational Baby curriculum came in at the right time for that. We could control.
Let me go to the next slide, Kristine.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go to the next slide. So that we could control what was going on with that. So I'd like to go back to the one that says the DECA.
Yeah.
So a lot of negotiating, we were able to start using the Devereaux Early Childhood Assessment infant version as a way of data collection alongside of Sensational Baby. And what this offers is that many of you are probably familiar with DECA, the preschool and even older kids DECA, that measures for attachment, measures for adaptive or self-regulation behaviors and initiative. The DECA IT just measures for attachment and initiative. And this was the first time the county had been able to collect any data that showed what was going on in that early infancy piece that wasn't directed towards some kind of diagnosis, which was just wonderful. And so what they gave us was the opportunity to look and see over the 5-week period, were we able to measure any difference? Was there an improvement? Was there greater attachment? Was there greater initiative? And the truth is we were able to, with the small data we were collecting, able to show that there was improvement. And we knew that was because the parents' perception of the child had changed. It was less of, Linda, you can go ahead and change the slide if you want. So that was something that our county funded. So what we were looking at was the attachment behaviors that are part of infant massage. We know the eye contact, the physical touch, looking for the baby's eye contact and tension in their body. These are all attachment behaviors, saying I want more or I want less. And when it comes, I do a lot with adult attachment right now, and I can see how all this fits together so well, because we're looking at, are we doing something to the baby? Are we doing something for the baby? Are we doing something with the baby? Which is exactly what attachment looks for. And we know this is a with activity, something where there's a shared moment, there's a shared understanding, there's reciprocity. And that's the healthiest kind of attachment. We work with the other kinds of attachment and we try to fill in the gaps on those things. But this is really the foundation. This is what infant mental health is really about, is looking for those opportunities to reinforce the with behavior, the reciprocal behavior. And infant massage does it more beautifully than anything else I've ever seen. So we can go to the next slide. So I was fortunate to be able to work with a couple other people from the Infant Massage board, Infant Massage USA board, two other people that both of them were occupational therapists, Joyce Ahrens and Tanya Stieg Hansen. And we were able to submit a proposal for a poster presentation at the 0 to 3 conference that talked about promoting and bonding and attachment with a sensory focus, because we know Sensational Baby, it says it right there. It's a sensory focus. And that is such a present component of a relationship, is how we enjoying the baby's body, the baby's finding out more about their body and being reinforced with those behaviors. So we were really excited to be able to be accepted to do that presentation. So one of the things, I reached out to the people in Cuyahoga County, because I haven't worked there for a couple of years. And I said, tell me you're still doing this. Tell me you're still collecting the data. And they said, yes, indeed, the county is. So I was very excited to hear that, because I think the more we can take information that we're learning from these sessions and take them to our funders, to our parents, it gives it validity. And so that's one of the things I wanted to talk about too, was if you're with an agency, you're always looking for funding. That's just part of the world of private agencies and nonprofits, is that funding is what gets us going. And so when you can provide data, that's a really wonderful thing. And when we want to provide data, we want to look very professional. And it couldn't look more professional than utilizing the Sensational Baby packet, the Sensational Baby training materials, very professionally done. And I think that really enhances your professionalism. So we can change the slide now if that's okay.
Okay.
So what I wanted to talk about was how Sensational Baby creates consistency across your program. I love the parent packet. I love being able, I take it apart. It's 5 sessions. Each one of the people that was in our program, we just created a folder so you had all 5 available at every class. And we could present each section like that with the beautiful materials that Linda created. And that gave us that, again, pacing, which is what we want to do. We don't want to flood the parents with information. We want to be able to pace just like they're trying to follow the baby's pace. We're trying to connect with the parents' pace. And I liked that, having those sections available, because you very well know, teaching any of this, is that you can walk into a group and all of a sudden, something unique is happening, and you want to be able to adapt a little bit to it. For example, one time I led a group, and everybody in the class, everybody in that room had a baby with colic. Well, it was our first session. We were going to go over the principles, but we definitely had to do some work on helping them deal with that. So I easily was able to pull out that information and make it available to the parents right then, rather than trying to scramble. So that was really fortunate. So it's very adaptable, is what I'd like to offer to what your group needs. You want to cover the whole curriculum throughout, but you have to be able to be where the parents are. And that was kind of my goal with getting these sessions out throughout the county, was go where parents go. So we have to be where parents are too in their parenting journey. And so we did a lot of libraries, a lot of community centers, because we wanted to go where parents go, and they were comfortable there.
You want the next slide?
Sure. Uh-huh.
Oh, there you go. Here's the importance of parent baby.
Yeah, this is the parent guide. And I just really can't say enough about that. We did color code it, so that made it even easier. So we would print it out like purple, green, blue, yellow. So you knew right away what it looked like.
There's 6, I'm just sorry, there are 6 different covers to choose from. So you have your choice of what kind of cover you want to have.
Exactly. And I think, again, we want to draw in the community. I think it's okay to have different covers within your group, just some random ones too, just so that you show that our program is for everyone, not just for one population. So yeah, Sensational Baby, I can't say enough good stuff about it. It's just been a lifeline. And right now there's another training going on where I used to work. They just got Justine in to train more people across the state. So I do feel like what we were doing in Cuyahoga County and continuing to do there is getting spread out across Ohio. And the DECA, I think, is also going to be used more in the other communities. So if you're doing any kind of data collection, we'd like to hear what you're using.
Yes.
If you're using anything with your Sensational Baby. So maybe people could comment on that.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the DECA IT or DECA at all? Thank you.
I didn't,
You're
I
so
don't have
astute.
the slides on the outside, so didn't remember that was there. So yeah, what measures are you using?
So is our moderator still available? Are we getting any comments? I'm trying to look and see if there's any way I could bring any up, but I'm not really seeing that.
I'm scared to touch anything. So.
Okay, so we'll go with that. So what I'd like for you to do is, if you're going to do any of the infant massage programs, whether you're doing DECA, whether you're doing Sensational Baby or following the standard curriculum, is to look into the measures that you can use, because that will help for cohesiveness across programs. And I know I'm going to be talking with the person up in Cuyahoga to make sure she's in touch with Ashley to see if they can move that data forward so they can share it, maybe do a presentation themselves. Because what you do with that information is, if you look for initiative and you look for attachment behaviors, then you're breaking it down into the specific behaviors. What are you seeing that says this is attachment or this is initiative? And so you're going to reinforce those behaviors. Or if the baby, maybe there's a baby that's not showing all of those as much. I would love to be able to do like a pre, mid, and post, but because it's 5 sessions, it's really hard to do a mid evaluation. So there's plenty of room for development. If somebody's got an idea about developing measures, talk with your staff or talk with your universities to see if there are other measures out there that could be used. I looked at a lot of measures, but they just didn't go young enough. And that's why I really love being able to use the DECA.
Well, and I think that because people haven't really thought about infants, that we were finding them early. We found an issue when they were 3, but we lost those first 3 years of observing and supporting that baby's growth and development.
Right. Yeah. And I think another way we can look at data too is, and if you're doing it with individual parents, I would do that from time to time. Like, I had a good connection with Rainbow Babies and Children, and I was working with a couple of psychiatrists on moms with postpartum depression. And some of those would be individual sessions in their homes. So I would do a whole series in their home, but I can still do the DECA. I can still do the pre and post, even if it's individual. So I don't want to make this about the DECA, but I'm just saying you don't have to have a group to use it. And quite often I don't think people are. So that can broaden the pool. Okay. So go ahead, Linda.
Well, I think we're just saying, what have been your experiences with families?
Yeah.
And so we're just trying to help bridge that. And
so one of the things that Sensational Baby helps support, and I think all the infant massage curriculums support, is that all babies can benefit from infant massage, and all parents can benefit. I actually had my first experience with infant massage, Linda, at a La Leche League conference quite a long time ago. We won't even say how long ago, but I had my baby with me, as people would do at La Leche League conferences. And she was probably around 7 months old. I was doing human relations training sessions there. And I'm guessing it might have been Bimala that I had a session with. And that was my first experience, my 3rd child. And I came away with such a greater appreciation and awareness of how I could be supportive of my baby in ways that I wasn't aware of. But the trickle down effect is all kids in the family benefit from infant massage, because the kind of reciprocity and touch, or the waiting for and the noticing, that happens with all your kids then. It doesn't just get applied to one child. So it's one of the most efficient and least expensive ways to promote good mental health.
For parent and child.
Absolutely. Yes. Parents gain a lot more confidence in what they're doing. So marketing, this is so beautiful. Linda's going to
Well,
talk about that.
it's just because, even for the sessions that you have locally, whether you're visiting or if it's coming to your center, that there are materials that you can use. And you can see that they're lovely and professionally designed, whether you want to have the ABC's marketing packet, Feed Her Senses, the business cards, and then we also even put together templates for if you want to pitch somebody to come and cover the work that you're doing, so that you can get an article written up. And some people may not have a bio, so how do you write one that maybe you want to get out in the community and reach the pediatricians to let them know what you're doing? So we really put together a comprehensive public relations kit.
Yeah, it's been so helpful, and it does make you feel really confident that these things are being well used. We did a couple of presentations at one of the baby stores. Oh my gosh, Bye Bye Baby.
Yeah.
And it was so nice to have the posters, and we had flyers ready to hand out for our classes. So that was really great to have that sense of, we wore our shirts and Sensational Baby shirts and had our dolls with us, and did a little tutorial. They set up chairs and we kind of just talked about it, and then had new people sign up. So you can go to lots of places. They'll welcome you because people want to hear what they can do to help their babies.
Yeah. There's so many opportunities. And so we've talked about Sensational Baby, and so we wanted to capitalize that we're feeding their senses and really helping all those neurons and development happening through the eye contact and the talking. So that was one that we liked. And then the ABCs of that your baby is aware, your baby is bonding, and it helps them feel confident. And so helping people, sometimes people just don't realize that what a baby is, that, oh, what do we have to do this for? What's that about? And just how much more we can enrich their lives along the way.
Absolutely.
And so here's the website. If you haven't been there, to see what's available out there. And so they can either choose to find a Sensational Baby class, or go into the group, the Facebook group. And so here that we are working on, hopefully this will be done very soon. On the left there, you can see that there's a newborn station. It's kind of a placeholders right now, but your sessions would be listed like this. So that will be done very soon.
That's really exciting.
Yeah. And I like that. And you get the Sensational Baby materials that people can find you through Infant Massage USA, and Sensational Baby does have a standalone website. So there's two ways to find you. And that we are blogging and doing social media to get the word out to parents. And the thing about marketing infant massage is that we have 4 million babies born every year. So it's a constant marketing piece.
Mm-hmm.
And the surprise I have for you, we're getting through this quickly, I guess, because we're not able to see your feedback and answer your questions, is that our sponsor, Storybook, is they have over 1 million people using their app. And what they are going to be doing is promoting the Sensational Baby on their website and on their apps, because they're learning some cute things to do with their child, but we think it's kind of a drop in the bucket of what they can do and to help them dive right into their Sensational Babies. So we're really excited that they're working with us. We're partnering to get the word out there, and probably help their Storybook app, but I think it also helped draw attention to what we're doing with Sensational Baby at Infant Massage USA.
Yeah, you couldn't pick a better time to pick up the curriculum, get familiar with it, test it out with each other. If you're working with other people, you can have somebody do a pretend class with you and have dolls to try it out and see how it flows for you. That's what we do for each other.
Well, and I'm thinking you may be wondering what's different about the book. What's the guide got different? What we did was bring the information from the international manual that you receive in class that outlined what you're supposed to do for each session, and then expand on it.
Right.
That here are ideas for what to do for the icebreaker and how does that flow. Do you want to expand on that a little bit?
Sure. What happens with starting the sessions is the icebreakers are available. You can choose from them and adapt them to what's going on in your community. But that just gives a chance for the parents to get to know each other, because one of the best things about an infant massage group is the parent interaction. Parents can, carry a lot of burdens through the day, and I loved how people would do seasonal outfits for their babies to come to class, because maybe that's the only time somebody's going to see them is coming to class that night or that afternoon. And so taking time to put their baby in a special outfit for a holiday or a birthday and having other people admire that's huge. People talk about, if you do a session on baby wearing, what's that like for each person, and new ideas that people have tried or haven't tried at all. So that parent connection is such a big piece of it. Seldom will you have a group where the people aren't exchanging phone numbers and getting together afterwards, which is really a goal, is to create community and to feel supported with each other. And I would like to emphasize with Sensational Baby, you can add the things that are really important to you. For me, I liked using a song for every stroke. And Linda, were you the inventor of the tummy trouble T-shirt?
Yeah.
Everybody should give a big round of applause for that. If you have not seen it, it is amazing. Tummy trouble really helps us teach that skill in such a unique way, because visual learning is such a big piece of our learning. Yeah. And I love that one. I love singing the Skitty Baringy Dink song while we teach it. That's such an important piece. But so if you incorporate music, do you have songs that you will maybe put the words to for the strokes, or have certain songs that just indicate that stroke? You can continue to do that. And I think
a lot of suggestions are in the CM guide,
right,
to walk you through each section of the class,
right,
and just adding more ideas, more information, questions to ask, so that we've got now have the consistency of what we are doing for the different sessions. But I wanted to give more support. And when you're trying to give your class that, you're thinking about so many different things, and to see it right there in the packet, I think is really helpful.
Yeah, and I think there's cultural adaptations that we should be aware of and honor. I did a set when I was in Michigan. It's when I took my training to become a CM. I was at the Center for Family Health, and we had a very large population of people that were working in the community to develop plants and harvesting. And so we would have huge groups of people that were from Mexico or Guatemala that would come to our center for their medical care, and it was natural to have infant massage classes there. And one of them, when I was trying to teach the paddle wheel on the stomach, decided it was the tortilla. We were making tortillas. So I like cultural interpretations of that, of any of that. And we have to be open to that and really understand, what that meant to them, to add that, and you use that as a terminology. So I thought that was really helpful.
And so there are other accessories that, if you want them, they are on the website. And how to contact it. Kristine, I got to get your email on there, but if they contact me, I can contact you.
Oh yeah, sure.
We also, we'd love to know your thoughts, your questions, your concerns. And so, is Stephanie here to show us anything that's in the chat? I guess she's gone. So anyway, since we don't have that utility, I'm very sorry, but please email me. We really do want to
Absolutely.
hear what's happening with you, what's working, what's not working, and your feedback helps us stay on track, that
Yeah.
we are providing what your needs are.
And I want to add to what Linda just said. You know, we have the goal with any of the materials that get developed is to stay true to the mission, stay true to what infant massage is about. And we might be able to take a couple minutes right now, Linda, to talk about who is massaging the baby, because I know we had a conversation about that, and
Right.
that when you have groups, people want to know, can my husband come? Can my mother come? So I'd like Linda to talk about that a little bit.
Because it does come up frequently, and actually just yesterday I had to respond to a Sam who was asking, well, the mom really wants to have somebody else come and learn. How about the care provider or whatever? And I had to explain that if it's a family member who this child is going to have in their life forever, I don't have a problem as long as the mother's learning, a parent is learning. Where the problem is if a caregiver that is, they've got them this year and then next year they're going to go on to the next class and then the next class, or maybe they're going to have them for a few years, or a nanny situation. Sometime that person is going to go. They're going to be gone. And what we're setting that child up for is grief. They're going to have that separation, that our massage is an intimate massage, that
Right.
they're bonding and attaching, and that's very close. And so for the infant, we have to look long term and make that choice.
Yeah, and it's one that's been well thought out, because there can always be, hi Stephanie, there can always be other things that that caregiver can do to soothe the baby. But we want to preserve the parent caregiver relationship and honor that connection that's there. We don't want to think that we should substitute somebody else for that, because there are other ways they can soothe the baby and be part of that baby's life. Welcome back, and look what you brought with you, Stephanie.
Yes,
Hi.
sorry I was a little late. I have my own sensational baby who needed a quick, she had a present for me, so I just had to attend to
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay. So we wanted to know if there were any comments or questions, because we haven't been able to open anything up with that.
Let's see. Edwina Davis said that she has challenges getting people to sign up, while Elizabeth Poole said, I have problems finding affordable space for classes. Is that something that you all have any information on or any advice?
We actually have a place in the website that people can donate or offer space. So that is available on our website, asking for communities to do that. As far as space, churches, libraries, community centers, there's times clubhouses within communities, and sometimes, when I was teaching more frequently, I would end up, a parent would get their friends together and I'd go teach in their home.
Right. And I also want to mention pediatric practices too, as another option as well.
Yes.
Um, got the built-in clients right there. So the person who's asking it, are they doing that as an individual, um, teaching on their own, or are they teaching through an agency or a hospital or nonprofit? Where are they? How are they going about their teaching?
They didn't say, but Edwina or Elizabeth, if you're still here, you could answer that. And maybe while we're waiting for them, Miss Kristine Dacus said, Edwina said, yes, I'm teaching on my own. And another question that we can kind of shoehorn in there is, it was asked, can they repeat who should be doing the infant massage, please? And both Edwina and Dawn and people are teaching on their own.
Okay, good. Go ahead, Linda, about the, let's do
Lactation
the
consultant.
parent piece.
Lactation consultants are an amazing contact, and many
Yes.
times they will help get the parents and provide space. So
And
that
I guess the other
that's
thing too, Edwina and others who are doing it privately, thank you so much for being in the community and working to grow the program. I think these materials will serve you well. But you might have to build that room cost into your fee. for those who are working through an agency, that's not an issue. I never had a problem finding a space, never. And part of the presentations I would do would be to the library board, or if you're going to work within a school district, to the school board or the preschool board. So preschools are another good place to see if they have a room, because there's lots of young children there. Early Head Start's another target. And sometimes, Edwina, you can work with a place like Early Head Start and see if there's some grant money that they have available to pay for the classes that would pay you and give you their space. So look into that, because people have money sitting waiting to be used. You just have to ask.
And also, as far as location, we don't have Babies R Us anymore, or Toys R Us. But if there is a children's store, baby store, they many times will have a community room. And so you can ask about that. Target may also have a community room that you can ask. And that would be good for them to help support, because if they know that parents are going to be coming in to buy to a class, ka-ching, what are they going to buy on their way out?
And also sometimes like a mall will have a community room that they'll donate.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And there was another question. Was it who's supposed to be massaging the baby?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And that's the parent or a very close relative. If it's grandma coming with mom to learn how to do this, or dad and granddad coming, or a niece or an aunt or someone like that, that's one thing, because that baby is still that adult is still going to be in their life later. But I'd pair it with the mom or dad.
Right. And the reason we want to pair it with the parent is that the parent needs to be in charge of what's happening. And if they say, I want to be the one that does these strokes, but I'm happy to let you do legs and feet or the back or something, the parent needs to be in charge and control what's happening with their baby. And the whole sensory component, that baby's feeling the pressure from different hands. That baby's giving a different gaze. That baby's getting different pressure. So and that's so fine tuned. So we just want to be sensitive to that and how the impact on the child. And, the parent, if the baby's not enjoying something, the parent needs to say, oh, we're going to take a break. So always the parent is in charge.
And a parent who doesn't want to learn or feels they're too busy, I'd have a conversation, because I feel like there's something else going on there. So, and what other questions? Anything?
So a few people were finding issue with spacing in families to commit for 5 sessions, which led to a question on what is the going rate for series of 5 classes. And not only will I pose this question to both of you, I also pose it to the other Sensational Baby educators in chat. If they have a going rate, maybe they could post it for these other students.
Okay, for me, that was a little garbled, sorry. But let me take a jump in at it. 5 sessions can be a challenge to get parents to come, and hopefully they can come to 4 of the 5 sessions. Price of the marketing kit, I think, is $40. And we don't have a going rate because, a class in West Virginia is going to be cheaper than a class in LA.
Right.
And yet we don't want to, we give that opportunity open to the CMs to set their rate. It might be thinking about what's the cost of taking a baby gym class or a baby swim class or something along that line.
Yeah, try to match it to what other rights are in your community. And that could be another location too. If you have there's a current program where moms and children come to do classes together. They might be willing to bring you in under their umbrella to do your classes and share the cost.
Did we cover the questions? Okay.
We didn't get that at all. Your voice is very choppy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, feel free to send me any questions you got, and Kristine and I will go over them and get answers back to you.
Yes, it's been such a pleasure to provide this information and experience. I know you have experiences yourself you want to share, and that's why Infant Massage USA has platforms for that. So please stay connected. That's what we're all about, is connection.
Definitely. Yes. Thank you for taking your time to be with us.
Okay.